Hello and welcome to IndoDiveX, a podcast about diving, ocean stories in the incredible underwater world of Indonesia. I'm Kai.
And I'm Mia. In this podcast, we explore marine life, diving adventures, and the magic of the Coral Triangle.
Hey Mia, it is so good to be back in the studio with you. I was just thinking about my last trip to Komodo, and honestly, every time I go down there, I feel like I'm entering another planet.
Totally. Indonesia is full of those alien moments. And that is actually perfect for today's topic, the most unexpected creature divers found while diving. We're talking about those rare, once-in-a-lifetime encounters that just leave you speechless.
Oh, I love this. You know, most of us go down looking for turtles or manta rays, but sometimes the ocean just throws a complete curveball at you, like the story of British diver Penny Belich back in 2017.
Oh, I remember that one. She was a beginner diver, right?
Exactly. She was at a site called Shotgun off Komodo Island. It's a famous spot with a lot of current. She was nearing the end of her dive when this massive 15-foot shadow appeared. It wasn't a manta, and it definitely wasn't a reef shark. It was a Megamouth shark.
No way! That is like the ultimate unexpected best. Those things are usually found nearly a mile deep.
Right? They call it the alien shark because it looks so bizarre with that huge bulbous head and a mouth that can have 50 rows of tiny teeth. But even though it looks intimidating, it's actually a gentle filter feeder, eating mostly krill, just like a whale shark.
Penny actually caught the first ever video recording of one in its natural environment. Can you imagine being a beginner diver and seeing something that's only been confirmed 60 times in the last 40 years?
It's humbling. It reminds you that we are really just visitors in their world. But hey, it's not always the giant tanks of the sea that surprise us. Sometimes it's the smaller, clever ones, like the Mimic Octopus.
Ah, the shapeshifter of the Indo-Pacific. I remember seeing one for the first time in Lembe. At first, I thought it was just a bunch of silt, and then suddenly it became a lionfish.
It's incredible. They were only discovered in 1998, and they can parrot multiple toxic creatures. It's called dynamic mimicry. They'll fold their arms to look like a poisonous flatfish or pull 6 arms away to look like a sea snake.
It's so smart. It even has its own copycat, the harlequin jawfish, which hangs out near the octopus and mimics the color of its arms to stay safe. The ocean is just full of these layers of deception and survival.
Speaking of layers, did you see that footage from a few years ago of the rainbow Blanket Octopus?
Yes, that footage was stunning. It was shot during a night dive. They have these massive sheets of webbing between their arms that look like a flowing blanket.
And when they're under the light of a diver's torch, they can change colors rapidly, almost like a moving rainbow. It's a defense mechanism to frighten away predators. What's wild is the size difference. The females can be 6 feet long, but the males are only about an inch long.
That's a huge difference. You know, it really makes you think about how little we still know. I was reading about a 45-meter-long siphonophore found off Western Australia. It was arranged in this giant feeding spiral in an underwater canyon.
45 meters? That's longer than a blue whale.
It might actually be the longest animal ever recorded. And what's crazy is that a siphonophore isn't just one animal. It's a colony of thousands of individual parts called zooids that work together. Some steer, some feed, and some reproduce.
It's like a living rope on the horizon. It just goes to show that we've only scratched the surface of the variety of life in the depths.
Totally. Even in places we thought we knew, there are surprises, like researchers finding a sleeper shark in Antarctica in 2025. Everyone thought sharks didn't live in those freezing waters, but then this 4-meter tank of a shark just cruised past the camera.
It just proves the point. The ocean is the world's last truly wild space, whether it's a tiny mimic octopus in Indonesia or a giant squid in the deep. There's always something new to learn.
Which brings us to our ocean facts for today. Kai, did you know that the big fin squid, which was recently filmed for the first time in Australian waters, has tentacles that are 11 times longer than its body?
11 times? That's like a human having arms that are 60 feet long.
Exactly. And they've even been seen coiling their filaments, a behavior scientists had never seen in squids before.
That is wild. My fact for today is about the oarfish, often called the doomsday fish. In folklore, they're said to appear before earthquakes, but scientists think they actually just rise to the surface when they're sick or injured. They can grow up to 36 feet long, making them the longest bony fish in existence.
Wow. Talking about all these creatures, the alien-looking sharks, the rainbow octopuses, it really makes me reflect on why we do this. The ocean isn't just a place to dive, it's a living, breathing mystery that we have to protect.
Definitely. Every time a diver finds something unexpected, it's a reminder of how much is still out there to discover, and how much we stand to lose if we don't take care of it.
Well said, Kai. I think I'm ready for my next dive now.
Me too. Let's go find something unexpected.
Thank you for listening to IndoDiveX.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow the podcast and share it with fellow ocean lovers.
Until the next dive, keep exploring and keep protecting our ocean.